Ben came home from work with a look of despair. "I got demoted at work," he said. "What?" I nearly spilled my coffee. His company had been struggling lately with major management changes due to poor performance, but I never thought he'd be affected. Still, as his wife, I knew I had to be supportive. "Well, we just have to think it was bad luck," I said, trying to sound cheerful. "You know, with everything going on these days, and I'm working too, so don't worry." I'm Janet, 50 years old. I currently work full-time as an office clerk. I live with my husband Ben, who's 2 years older than me, our high school sophomore daughter Kate, and Ben's 72-year-old mother Sue. She and I don't really get along well, but since I work outside, I only see her when I'm home, so I try not to let it bother me. I told my daughter, "Your dad is a bit down about his demotion, but try to act normal around him, okay?" But then Ben started taking his frustration out on people around him, especially on me. The next day, while I was mopping the hallway with a Swiffer on my day off, he walked by and suddenly said, "You've gotten fat since we got married." "Well, yeah, I'm 50, I replied. The gynecologist's pamphlet says women gain weight around menopause, but I'm not flagged for obesity in my health checkups. But he shot back. "Health checkups don't matter. That body shape is disgusting. Being fat is just an excuse. It's embarrassing to be seen with you." What? I was stunned by his sudden cruelty. Then he called me disgusting and retreated to his room. What just happened? I pinched my side. There was definitely more to pinch than before. But why bring it up now? I felt like I'd been hit by an arrow out of nowhere. I was so shocked I dropped the Swiffer, which clattered to the floor. And after that, things got worse. Sue, having overheard the weekend argument, started piling on, doubling the impact. While carrying a laundry basket up the stairs, I'd run into her coming down, and she'd say, "If you weren't so fat, we could pass each other on the stairs. But since only one person can fit, I have to wait here." Then at dinner, if I served fried chicken, she'd take the plate away, saying, "This is why you're fat. Let's leave it for the three of us who aren't overweight." My gynecologist said that middle age makes you either gain or lose weight, and Sue was on the losing side, thin as a stick. I could tolerate her behavior because I was used to her petty harassment. But Ben's actions hurt deeply. He stopped talking to me entirely, just eating his breakfast in silence and leaving without a word. He'd silently go to the bathroom and go to the bedroom. Even in bed, he'd just turn away and play with his phone. I couldn't stand being treated like I didn't exist. One night, I asked him, "Hey Ben, did I do something to deserve being ignored like this?" Then he replied, "No, it's just that I only talk to humans, not someone who's as fat as you. I'm embarrassed to be seen with you. I mean, look at you. If you loved me, you'd lose weight." Feeling dejected, I said, "But it's not easy after a certain age. You know I walk over a mile to work every day and try my best." "Yes, I am trying my best to stop the weight gain that comes with aging," he said. "If there are no results, it's like you're not even trying. Don't talk to me anymore," and turned his back to me again. After that, he completely ignored me. Sue continued to taunt me about my weight, questioning everything I ate. So I ended up eating only salad and boiled vegetables. Ben watched in silence, just moving his fork. Our marriage was falling apart. I started packing my things. If he was going to treat me like air, I might as well become invisible. I confided in Kate. "I'm thinking of going back to my parents' house." She replied, "I get it. I see how Grandma and Dad treat you at every meal. It's painful to watch. I'll go with you, Mom. I can still go to high school from there. The day before Ben's demotion took effect after the winter break, he suggested, with a smile, "Let's have a drink together tonight." I thought, is he trying to cope with the change? But I had no interest in humoring him. His forced smile was annoying. He said, "Let's have some wine with dinner. I'll make some wine coolers." It was the first time he'd spoken to me since the demotion was announced. "Kate can have juice, and I'll make a wine cooler for Mom too," he added, placing 3 wine coolers on the table. Now this seemed odd. Why was he doing this all of a sudden? As he turned away to find the TV remote, I sniffed my drink. I could barely detect it, but there was a familiar smell. This faint smell? I knew it because I'd used it in cooking before. And he put this in my drink? I won't stand for this. All the harassment from Sue, the silent treatment from Ben, and this wine cooler was the last straw. "Sorry, Ben. Can you get the cheese from the fridge? It's from the farm nearby and really delicious. I'm so happy you're doing this family thing. Could you get it for me?" Flattered by my praise, he agreed. "Okay, let's have that cheese too," he said, and headed to the fridge. In the meantime, while Sue and Kate hadn't taken their seats yet, I swapped the drink at the right seat. The right seat was Sue's. Ben came back with the cheese. "All right, now that we have the snacks, let's call Kate and your mom." I said loudly enough for both to hear, "Dinner's ready!" They came to the living room and sat down. Dinner was the usual. No steak or mashed potatoes for me, just salad, chicken, soup, cheese, and wine coolers. Kate had juice instead of wine coolers. She shouted, "Let's eat!" while Sue and Ben stayed silent. I sipped my wine cooler, and Ben watched me intently. Delicious," I said, smiling. Ben muttered, "What?" I ignored him, took another sip, and then Sue spewed a stream of red liquid, like Godzilla's atomic breath. "Whoa, Grandma, are you okay?" My daughter, sitting across from her grandma, was surprised when some of the liquid splashed onto her salad and jumped up in shock. "Are you choking? Are you okay?" She quickly grabbed a towel and came back to help. But when she saw Sue's face, she recoiled. "What is that?" she asked, horrified. "Grandma, your lips are as red as a lobster." Sue freaked out, screaming, "What did you put in my drink? It's burning!" and lunged at me. I coldly brushed her off. It wasn't me. Ben made it. It was the first time she'd been brushed off, and it was unimaginable that her son was behind it. "What?" said Sue, and turned to him. He started to tremble. I leaned on the table, glaring at him. "Did you think the color would hide it? I know that smell. That was a drop of hell sauce, wasn't it? Hell sauce, a spicy condiment I brought back from Mexico. That smell was unmistakable. This meant he had mixed in a significant amount of the liquid. My mother-in-law didn't notice the smell because of the wine cooler and drank it all at once. This wasn't just a prank. It was malicious. Kate was disgusted. "Dad? Did you do this?" "Why?" He confessed. "It was meant for Janet." Hearing this, Sue shrieked. "Switch it back! You take it!" With bright red lips, she sputtered. She was just as bad. Not knowing it was meant for me, she tried to force it on me as soon as she found out. "No way. I'm not swapping drinks with something that dangerous," I said, keeping my voice low and pressuring Ben. Then I added, "Hey, what you're doing is beyond understanding. Explain why you did this." I cornered him. He stammered, "Because you're fat, and spicy food boosts metabolism. I thought it would help you lose weight." I scoffed. What a pathetic excuse. Does he think that justifies this? Just pathetic. Ben, under pressure, hesitated and moved his chair back a bit. "No, it's not pathetic. It's for your diet. Swap with Mom's drink and just drink it. I made it for you." I leaned in closer. "What are you saying? You made it, so you should taste it to see if it's good. Come on." I got up, grabbed Sue's drink, and slammed it in front of him. I moved even closer. "You ignored me for so long, then suddenly smile and offer me a drink? Did you really think I wouldn't suspect anything? Do you think I'm that naive? Here, taste it. Take responsibility for what you made." I slammed the table, and he backed away. Silence hung in the air until Kate quietly said, "Drink it." We turned to see her standing firm. Kate started speaking as if squeezing out the words. "You've been horrible to Mom, taking out your work frustrations on her, and now this childish prank. Maybe I'm not supposed to say this to my own father, but this is too childish to watch," she said, standing up. She then turned to Ben and continued, "Is being fat such a big deal? Mom gets up early, walks to work, brings her lunch, and is trying her best." She then turned to Sue. "And Grandma, you've been no better, taking her food and treating her like a child. It's disgusting." My mother-in-law started making excuses, saying, "No, it's just that I'm worried about your mother getting any fatter." She probably wanted her granddaughter to think well of her. In fact, she loved Kate. But Kate was relentless. "You call that concern? Kindness is something that should be felt by the other person. Watching Mom at dinner hurt me. She looked so sad. That's not kindness. It's just being mean." Sue fell silent. "I mean," Kate continued, seemingly done with her grandmother. She turned back to Ben. "Mom goes to gynecologist every month, and she also exercises regularly. Despite that, you ignore her because she's fat? Who do you think you are? Your silent treatment has ruined the atmosphere at home. Don't you see that? Even Colonel Sanders and Mrs. Potts are loved despite being chubby. I'd be thrilled if Mom became a sweet grandma like Mrs. Potts, laughing with my kids one day. Don't ruin my dream." Kate's icy gaze was unwavering, but her words warmed my heart like hot milk with cookies. A father scorned by his daughter is pathetic. "And one more thing," she said to her father. "If you ignore her for getting older and gaining weight, you should realize you're balding and deserve to be ignored too." A heavy silence fell over the table. Kate's sharp words dropped the temperature in the living room to the point where even bananas might freeze. After venting everything, she sighed and turned to me. "Mom, it's over. Let's end this. You deserve to be happy." Her words hit me hard. Yes, I need to be happy. As I said, I want you to hold my kids and laugh with them one day. So be happy for me. It's my dream. Be happy and make my dream come true, Mom. Her words filled my heart. I was so overwhelmed by her every word that the silent treatment from my husband, the harassment from my mother-in-law, and the drink incident no longer mattered, and warm tears rolled down my cheeks. You're right, sweetie. Tears filled my eyes. Go on, Mom. And she gently patted my back. I went to the kitchen, retrieved a hidden document, and handed it to Ben. What? I've been thinking about this since you started ignoring me. I've packed my things. Let's go our separate ways. It was a divorce paper with only my name signed. Wait, I just wanted you to lose weight. If you did what I asked, I'd be happy. I didn't realize how childish this was until Kate pointed it out. I did it because you weren't losing weight at all, so I thought I'd make you suffer more. I never thought it would come to this, he pleaded. Then my daughter snapped. Too late. You didn't see the damage until it was too late. You're like a kid, Dad. Sue, desperate to keep her beloved granddaughter, chimed in. Kate, don't you want to stay with your grandma? No thanks. I don't want to live with people acting like middle school bullies, she retorted. Wait, I'll drink it. I'll drink as you say. I'll do what any chef would do, Ben said, grabbing the glass and chugging it. He spewed red liquid and turned as red as Sue. See? I did it, he said weakly. Kate snapped a photo of their red faces. Both of you are so pathetic. Mom, let's go, she said, and went out of the living room. Yes, I said, following her out. We left behind the mess of hell sauce and two red-faced fools. We moved back to my parents' house, where they were furious upon hearing our story. They confronted Ben and Sue, securing the divorce papers. Ben, now stuck in his dead-end job, couldn't recover. His demotion was due to his habit of ignoring people, even at work. Sue, a difficult person who rarely left the house, now lived in a tense atmosphere with her son. Ben even called saying, It's all tense here without you and Kate. Please come back. I'll stop ignoring you. But of course I never went back. Stay fat while you can, my mom said, laughing. You'll need the strength when you have grandkids. True, I said, and left for work on foot. On my way, my boss passed by and stopped the car to offer me a ride. Need a ride? No thanks, I'm on a diet. Just get in, Janet, he insisted. Yes, I have a new boyfriend now. He's also divorced and understood my struggles. We both had tough pasts, but we're happy together. Dieting is fine, but don't be late to work, he teased. I'm never late. I puffed my cheeks, and he poked them playfully. Spend the time you save with me, he said. He's a talkative guy, and I like that.